Hello, Tython. Killer Clowns here. I'm going to take us through our farming plan for the first quarter of 2020. This is the farming sequence I'm going to talk through. This presentation is designed both for new recruits to Tython as well as existing members, people who have been with us for just a short period, and people who have been with us really since the beginning. So hopefully there's a little bit of something in here for everyone. Of course, if you're a far advanced player, just take a look here at the flow and feel free to skip ahead to the portion that's most appropriate for you. I do indicate that there's a down the road section around the light side, starting with Shakti and the clones and moving down to General Anakin Skywalker. We're not ready for that, so this presentation does not cover those topics, but I wanted you to bear in mind that we did consider it. As a guild, it's just incredible to see what we've been able to accomplish here in 2019, starting back in the late April time period, joining the Republic, bringing on a lot of new people, letting go of some people that weren't ready for the competitive mindset that Tython is in. But currently, we have 50 people, all doing extremely well with their own game styles, contributing to the guild in a variety of game modes. It really is fantastic to see. But having said that, and moving into 2020 as a focus, we need to be cognizant that some of the players that we have in the guild are extremely focused. They are extremely competitive. And so the rest of us need to do our part to ensure that the guild continues to be a really great place for them to game, as well as for all of us who are enjoying the spoils of war, if you will. Down below is our basic flow as a guild. So we start with requiring Jedi Knight Revan. So at this point, everybody in the guild should have Jedi Knight Revan. We've been communicating since the early part of the summer. Jedi Knight Revan is a core toon for us. And so for those who don't have Jedi Knight Revan, we'll work with you to make sure that there's a daily farming plan to ensure that you can get Jedi Knight Revan as soon as possible. From JKR, we flow into the Geos squad, Darth Revan, Darth Malak, the Separatists, and that pretty much concludes the dark side trip that we take as a guild to support the work that we have to do as players in Squad Arena, Fleet Arena, and so forth, as well as the work that we do as a guild in territorial war, the heroic raids, and territory battles. The JKR farm is pretty well known to all. Here we have outlined which characters are needed and where you can farm those characters. And it really is a daily exercise, especially for some of the characters down below, such as Albara, Mission Veo, Jolie Bindo, T3. You basically have to be hitting it every day to get to a point where all your characters are 7-starred and ready to tackle the JKR Legendary event. Fortunately, the JKR event is now part of the journey guide, so as soon as you have your characters ready to go, you do not need to wait for a specific calendar date to go after JKR. You'll be able to launch the event whenever you'd like to. The great thing about JKR, for those that haven't kind of examined his effect on the game, there is almost no game mode that JKR isn't useful in, from getting to the top of Squad Arena all the way down to even, well, eventually light side Geo TB. I think most of us are still struggling with JKR teams that are strong enough to do serious damage there, but at some point it'll be even useful there. For those who do have JKR, we're really looking for a strong push at Geos. And some might say if you were starting the game today for the first time, you might go after Geos exclusively, as opposed to going after the Phoenix Squad and some of the other factions and going after various legendaries. And why is that? Well, it turns out that Geos, both from a player point of view and from a guild point of view, are just indispensable or synonymous with success. So I'll speak from a guild point of view. If you look at the dark side Geo TB, there are many facets of that game that are designed strictly for Geos, and those that are more generic are designed for dark side teams or separatist teams, which Geos are also branded as such. So for those players that are able to go grab a Geos team, take it to 7 stars, take each of the toons to G12, they're going to see enormous benefits on the guild side. The other item in Geo TB that we're really pushing hard on would be Wat shards. And to those who can get their Geo team high enough, they will be earning a Wat Tambor shard every Geo TB, not just for themselves, but everybody in the guild. So you can imagine the power we will see as Tythonians if we can get 30 to 40 people with top-notch Geo teams. It also turns out that in the early stages, Geo teams are very viable in Squad Arena. So for those who start right out of the gate looking at farming Geos, you're going to find yourself rising up the charts in your Squad Arena and staying there for quite a long time. Finally, Geo TBs are, Geo Squad is fantastic to go after Padme. So it's very versatile. It's probably as versatile a squad as you can possibly get out there. So we're looking for all guild mates who have JKR to be focusing on their Geo teams. And that takes us right into the Darth Revan, Darth Malak meta team, which is the perfect final step on the dark side. Once you've gotten your Geos lined up, once you've gotten your JKR, which by the way, a JKR team is a prerequisite for Darth Malak. Once you have those teams in place, time to redo that JKR daily farming idea, but with Dark Revan. So here are the toons that you need. They're all fairly straightforward to go ahead and grab. You've probably already kind of opened up their nodes. HK47 is the easiest, coming straight from the Squad Arena shipments. And again, this is a daily farm. Where's the benefit? From a meta point of view, having a strong Darth Malak team puts you basically at the top of any Squad Arena chart. Even today with General Anakin Skywalker out there and Padme teams and General Grievous teams, if you invest in a Darth Malak team, you can find yourself at the top of any Squad Arena chart. You can find yourself with a fantastic team for our Darth Malak, Darth Revan, JKR territory war wall, and it's a team that you can use in Dark Side Geo. For those who are kind of finally filling out all the edges of the Geo Darkside TB, you would go at this point after Separatists. The Separatist droids that haven't been farmed previously, and the Separatists alone, such as Nuke Gunray, Count Dooku, and Asajj Ventress. All of them have their uses in Geo Darkside TB. All of them have their uses in a strong Separatist squad, which you could use in Territory War. And in the case of Asajj Ventress, she's a core component, core leader for every Night Sister team, with Night Sister having a variety of benefits, which kind of segues into if you are looking for other teams to farm on the side, here's a list of teams that are exceptional to have for a variety of events such as Territory War and Darkside Geo. Bounty Hunters should be at the top of your list. If you're not farming Bosk and Hunter's Tooth, you should be doing that on a daily basis. That will help you in your fleet arena, which will eventually get you extra loot, especially extra crystals by pushing high in your fleet arena shard. Night Sisters, extremely versatile. There's almost no game mode out there that a strong Night Sister team won't help you in. I only listed 3 here, but also I would say Grand Arena, Night Sisters are very helpful in. And First Order team is another one where we've invested in a First Order territory wall zone. They can be used in Darkside Geo TB, very, very effective in a lot of those zones. And for those who are looking to go after BB-8 and eventually a resistance team, First Order is a prerequisite for that. And then my personal favorite that I throw on here, I know not everybody's going to agree with me, but Jawas turns out to be a very easy team to side farm. And you're going to find pretty quickly in the game that there are a few of the stores you'll tap out on. You'll have all this store currency and you won't know who to spend it on because the people that are available to you, such as Ugnaught, are just not useful. Well, here's the team you should be looking at when you get to that point, Jawas. You can side farm them, you can slowly build up their shard pieces, get them to 7 stars, keep them off to the side. Whenever you happen to have gear, you can put it on them. Once they get up to G8, G9, you can throw them against any Geos team south of 90K and expect an easy win on autopilot. And then once your Jawas get to G10, G11, which would take a little more investment and probably something you do after everything else, now you can pretty much go after almost every Geos team. This takes me to the end of the presentation. Now you should be thinking about what are the next steps for you. All you have to do is take a look at this path that we've outlined, identify where you are, and then decide what are the next steps for you. As a guild and as an officer corps, we are going to run some reports and try to help people identify what their next target should be, and then track them on a monthly or once a quarter basis, just to ensure that as a guild, we are kind of growing within our own personal squads to support all of the guild events that are out there, specifically Geo TB. But other than that, you should have fun with this. We've tried to identify areas and squads and toons that will help both you as a player and help the guild. We've tried to take away any sort of confusion around where Tython's focus is and what we're trying to accomplish. And we strongly feel that over the course of the next 3 months, if all 50 of us work on a plan that's relatively aligned to what's been outlined here, we are going to see dramatic improvement in our performances. We are going to continue winning and going after full clears and TWs. And then the rewards that we'll get from GeoTBs, from being able to push our star count up into the 20s and be able to see Wat Tambor shards go from the single digits to the double digits and hopefully the high double digits, 20 plus or 30 plus, is really going to be tremendous, and it's going to set the stage for the remainder of 2020. Thanks for listening. Game on, Tythonians.